What's going on YouTube? Rob-A here, and today we're going to be taking a look at Transformers Combiner Wars Decepticon Dragstrip. Now he is one of the first 4 of the deluxe wave of this toy line, and it is part of the Generations toy line overall. But you can see he's Dragstrip. He's got some screws right on the front of his body, which is kind of obnoxious, and it looks like the combiner port there as well. But otherwise, he looks pretty neat. I really like that head design. I love the red in his eyes. I think that's pretty cool. It's got some really nice artwork on the back here, which is slightly ruined by the fact that you can kind of see it's very pixelated, which is kind of weird. Like they took a smaller picture and actually blew it up to put on the packaging. But on the side here, you can see one of 5 of Menasor. However, all of the other images on the back here, it shows you on the back, you've got a picture of Superion here, and it's showing that he is part 1 of Superion, so that's kind of weird. But you can see he's a ruthless Decepticon racer, becomes an arm or leg, he's got some weapons, he changes in 9 steps, which is, I guess, fine, whatever. Yeah, it's pretty neat. This big purple thing, I believe, is the hand/foot of the combine mode. And he looks overall like just kind of a fun toy. So I'm looking forward to it, and I hope you are too. I'm going to go ahead and get him out of the package, and we'll check him out right now. Alright guys, so here we have Dragstrip, the only Decepticon in the first deluxe wave. And he's a Stunticon, of course. And he's a pretty cool F1 race car. And actually, I have to say, like, this dude's pretty big. Like, he's a fairly large deluxe, like, large by today's standards, you know? I mean, you can kind of see just the size of him. He's a fair-sized vehicle, and really cool. He rolls just fine. And his wheels look actually really, really nice, despite the fact that I'm pretty sure these are clipped wheels. Yeah, there's no pin in there. I'm 90% sure that these are actually clipped-in wheels. But they do a really, really nice job of not looking like that. And I think it's mostly due to the paint job, which there's paint apps on this. So you can see there's nice little seat in there. The Decepticon symbol is not a sticker, it is tampoed on. You got some silver paint back here, and it's just a really nice looking vehicle, just the way it's designed. So I really like that, and he rolls just fine. He comes with some accessories, of course. He's got this sword, which is kind of weird. I mean, it's got a handle here, and that's cool. But there's no real way to attach it to the vehicle. I mean, it's got this other handle coming out here, and it's at an angle. So you can kind of set it out here to sort of kneecap guys, I guess. But there's no real way to kind of have it stored nicely in the vehicle mode. There's just ways to, like, have it sticking out annoyingly. Yeah, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. Here's, of course, the back of the vehicle. And he, like the others, he's got a little bit there to stick him on a little stand if you want. And he's a whole lot of fun. So, he also comes with this bit. And if you're not familiar with this, this is the combiner piece, basically. It can be either a hand or a foot. You want it to be a foot, there it is. It's a foot. You just stick it on, and you get yourself basically a leg right there. You just detach it, and to turn it into a hand, you just flip the thumb out, and you can switch it to either side you desire. It can be, it can be a righty or a lefty, and then you can just flip the fingers out like so, and flip this whole section out. There you go. And now you've got a fairly convincing looking hand, which is actually pretty cool, with some big big booster cannons on the knuckle. And it's even got a little peg under there, so you can close his hand and like stick that in there, so you can have Menasor like stabbing people, or you can have this so he's like holding a knife. You got all kinds of cool options, and you just stick that in the same way, same port, and then you've got, you know, the arm going on. So for those of you unaware of what this did, both of you are now informed. And you can turn it into a weapon just by sticking it like that. And that's got a little peg to hold in his hand, and you can stick the sword in that, I guess, if you wanted to, like so. All right, so putting that aside carefully, what you want to do to transform this guy, it's very simple. We're just going to come back here. We're going to pull this section back, flip it around, and there you can actually see there's a little hole there and a post there. You just want to tack it to that post, just like so. You want to flip the robot head around. We're going to take the arms, flip these guys out, bring the shoulders up. There you go. Flip the hands out. There we go. And then for the legs, we're just going to flip or unpeg these from each other and just pull them down and rotate the whole shebang around like so. And there is Dragstrip in robot mode, and he is pretty darn cool. I'm very fond of him. I definitely love his head sculpt here. Let's see if we can get a little close up. Very cool head sculpt. I love kind of the bleeding eye thing he's got going on. I've heard a lot of complaints about the screws in his chest, and yes, that's annoying. I don't really know, you know, why they felt the need to kind of have those. Oh, but you know, it's really not the end of the world. And, you know, they got to decide, well, are people going to complain more if we have them on the robot mode or on the vehicle mode? And they chose one, and, you know, whatever. It doesn't matter. Who cares? It's a toy. All right, so articulation. He's got, of course, the ball-jointed shoulders, which are very nice, very tight. He's got the bicep swivel. He's got the elbow, which is very cool. His hands can flap in and out if you want. His head's on a ball joint. Mine is very tight, a little bit restricted, but I think your mileage will vary depending on the tolerances of your particular figure, because I've seen a lot of others that were just fine. Had no, you know, tightness with the head, not looseness, but not like overly tight. But he's got a waist swivel, he's got ball jointed hips, he's got a thigh swivel, and he's got the knees. No articulation in the feet, which is whatever, who cares. And yeah, very, very cool. So you can have him hold the big combiner weapon, and like so. And you can take this, and you can have him hold the sword in the other hand, and there you go. And he is actually just a lot of fun. I really do love these Combiner Wars figures. I love how kind of chunky they are while still looking fairly streamlined. And just the overall like play value. They're so easy to transform and enjoyable to transform above all else, that they really are like a joy to have. So I'm really excited about this line in general. I'm looking forward to the rest of Menasor, because I really don't like the idea of having him on Superion, but, you know, as soon as I get Silverbolt, of course I'm going to tack him on there, because, you know, I can't help it. But yeah, very, very cool, very worthwhile pickup, and yeah, I like him a lot. So thank you so very much for watching. As always, be sure to subscribe and stay tuned for more Combiner Wars figures, more Transformers in general. And yeah, as always, thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.